Welcome to Village in Motion. I am Clint Lambert, and it's my pleasure to be the host today of Village in Motion. And I have with me in the studio this morning Betty Christman, who is the president of the Resident Council, and she has been president now for 9 months.
Yeah, since January.
Since January. Well, we're glad to have you, Betty.
Thank you.
Lots of things have been happening recently.
Yes, they have. I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah. And we missed having coffee with the exec. We missed the Resident Council general meeting. But we got you here.
Yes.
And what kind of information do we as residents need to know?
Well, I think the biggest one is that the illness that we've had here in independent living and over in Garden Ridge, hopefully it's going to be over.
Yes. And
from the last letter that Chandra put in our cubbies, tomorrow is the day that will be a decision maker. That's a tentative date that we start activities after that. It depends on if we've had any additional cases, is really what it depends on. And the health department is working with Green Springs, so they're the ones who will kind of say, hey, it's okay to go back to your activities again, or you need to stay a little bit longer. A lot depends on the residents. If you're not feeling well, stay in your apartment. Don't go out and mix and mingle with everybody else.
Right, please.
Especially if you've got the symptoms that they've been talking about, which is a cold, aches and pains, upper respiratory, problems and issues. Those things you need to contact the medical center and let them know, let them make an evaluation of whether or not you've got this bug that's going around.
But do not go there. Give them a call,
do not go there. Give them a call is exactly right. The other important thing is to, continually, keep your hands clean, wash your hands, those type of things, just so that you aren't picking up someone else's germs from somewhere. And try to avoid touching, the railings and whatnot, because that's where a lot of it is.
Right.
And I know here in Oak Hill in particular, I don't know how it is in the other communities, and I think it's probably the same way. We've had cleaning crews coming in that are really wiping things down, which I think is one reason why we here in the independent living have had so few cases.
Right.
And frankly, I've kind of enjoyed having to stay in my apartment. I've gotten things done that have been waiting for months to get done, and it's been kind of relaxing for me. But I am anxious to get back to work, and not that I've not been doing anything these past couple weeks. But we will be starting. Hopefully, we'll have our work session the second Monday of the month. We missed, as you said, our general session. We were going back to the Akatik room for that one. We will be continuing our general sessions in the Akatik rooms.
So the resident council meetings will be in the Akatik room?
Yes, they will be the fourth Monday of the month at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Akatik room. And the next one is the 27th of August. So I'm hoping everybody will be there.
Yes.
It's going to be good to get back there. Our attendance kind of fell off a little, having it in the conference center, and especially at 10 o'clock in the morning. For a lot of people, that's hard.
Yes.
For me, it is. I'm not a morning person, so I like to be relaxing in the morning and wake up gradually instead of all of a sudden having to concentrate on a meeting. Let's see, what else is going on? We've had the budget.
Yes. Just a small matter, right?
Just a small matter.
A little financial thing.
Oh, very small financial thing. We had 172 requests from residents, which is double what was done last year and much more than has been done in previous years. I could not believe the numbers of requests that we took out of those boxes and that we had to put into a spreadsheet, so we knew what was coming and whatnot. Some of them were duplicates. You know, a lot of people, we had a lot of requests for ping pong tables. We're going to have a lot of ping pong players here if we get these tables. A lot of environmental things, you know, talking about the solar paneling, composting of kitchen waste and those types of things were very, very popular.
Right.
And,
Good.
you know, I want to let residents know this wasn't a popularity contest.
Right.
So if you have, you know, the largest number of requests, you're going to get your request. That's
that.
not how it happens. No. But I was pleased to see so many people write in and write very, very good justifications for why these things were needed here at Green Spring. What I did, it's probably a little different than it has been done in the years in the past. We split it up into various buckets. We had 16 items that I felt were top priority that would affect all of the residents and would be extremely beneficial here. They were things like replacing the HVAC systems, which, you know, when Chandra looked at this, she said, oh, you know, not another huge expense.
Right.
But I said, hey, just when somebody moves out of an apartment, do it, or do, you know, a few each year. But some of them have been replaced several times, and perhaps they need to be a new system brought in.
But that's the way we've gotten a lot of things accomplished over the years. Is do a few at a time.
Exactly.
Do something when somebody moves out.
Exactly.
So I mean, it sounds very reasonable.
Yeah, it really does. So we had those, and then we have another bucket, which I call the program bucket. And those are things that get sent to each of the department heads, and they look at it and say, hey, this is a reasonable request, reasonable expense, and they take it out of their operational budget. It doesn't get approved in the overall budget for Green Spring. But a lot of other, we had a lot of requests for changes in what's happening in the town center repositioning. And of course, that has already been planned. Those projects are really set in concrete now and can't be changed. If they are changed, it means we're going to be waiting longer and it's going to be more expensive. So those are going to go into a separate pile. For each of the requests that come in, we will be sending a letter back to the residents individually, letting them know what happened with their requests, so you know they can kind of keep up to date. But the one thing that I did with each of the requests that went into management here is I wrote a very short justification, just a couple of lines. Sometimes it may have been a little bit more, but I wanted management to understand why we felt this was an important request, and to put a little more emphasis on it than just a single line saying, you know, replace the HVAC system.
Wonderful, wonderful, very nice. So the process is residents turned in their request, reviewed by the council and by you, separated out as far as priority that was established by the council,
Yes.
And then those have gone now to Chandra, to administration. She will go through them. And she will select those that she feels are appropriate. To be included in the budget, and she will put those in with her budget request going to the board.
Yes, that's right.
And the board then will make final decision whether or not to approve them. We will know what Chandra has taken out. She will let us know. I think that's just, you know, it's always,
always done. We will not know what the final decisions are until the December timeframe when it's presented at a town hall meeting for the residents. And at that time, that's when they talk about what the overall budget is for Green Spring. If there's going to be an increase in fees, you know, those kind of things are all announced at the same time in December.
Very good. So we've got something to look forward to.
Not
just Christmas and the holidays, but also find out what the budget is, right? Very good. Those are things that are going on. We've had this incident with respiratory or whatever it is we've had. How have the residents responded? What's happened with that, and what would you encourage residents to do now, and if there's another situation?
The residents have been very, very supportive for the most part with this whole, you know, exercise we've gone through for the last couple of weeks. They've been very responsive. They've been very favorable about what management here has done. Very, very positive.
Okay.
There is a small pocket of people who aren't pleased with what's
Right.
happening, but we're always going to have that. And I think one of the things that is bothersome is the speculation.
Right.
Why do we continue when there is no epidemic, if you will,
Right.
here, especially in independent living? And a lot of it is precautionary.
Right.
And I think that's good. We need to be careful about, our health and make sure we don't have everybody sick, because that would be just a horrible experience,
Yes.
I think. So I think it's been very, very well handled. The residents that I have talked to feel it is also. And I've had many calls saying, well, why can't we have the shuttle to the grocery stores and that kind of thing? And that, again, is precautionary,
Right.
because those buses going to the grocery stores are always packed full of people.
Right.
And being in an enclosed space, even for the 10 or 15 minutes it takes to get there and come back, you can spread
Lots of
whatever it
germs.
is,
Right.
lots of germs. So I think it's been very, very good, very positive.
Good. And in the future, we continue to need to wash our hands. And
We always should be doing that.
Right.
I mean, we've got to be careful of what we do, what we don't do, and washing your hands is certainly one thing to prevent any kind of germs, any kind of illness.
well, it sounds like you're staying on top of it with the council, and the council is
Yes.
very well aware of everything.
Yes, they are.
And you will have your work session this coming Monday. No, it'll be a week from now, right?
No, it's the second Monday of the
Second
month.
Monday, okay.
Yeah. So we've got, I think it's 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And continue to do the work of the
Yes.
council, right?
Yep.
Okay. Is there any last words you would like to share with the residents? Things that we should be aware of, things that we should be doing? We've got about 2 minutes.
We have a new project on the council that we restarted actually. You did this back in 2014. You did a special edition in the Villager that
Right.
was dedicated to the council. And when I saw that in some historical information I was going through, I thought, what a great idea. So we are putting together a special edition that will tell the residents what the council has done for this past year.
Great.
Which I think sometimes we lack. We don't do enough of that.
Right.
We'll be talking about the projects they've done, the ways they have helped Green Spring, how they've helped residents, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a very, very good product.
Great. We look forward to it. We had fun doing it back in 2014 when I was president,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
so very good. I'm glad you're copying something that was used from the past.
Well, I think it's something that's very good and will be helpful in understanding what the council does.
Sounds good.
From a resident perspective.
Well, Betty, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
And thank you for coming and being with us today. And we look forward to getting back with the council in the monthly meetings.
Right. Thank you.
Okay? Thanks again.